Hi everyone, my name is Chloe and I'm your favorite manifestation teacher in the Vortex, where we manifest your desires by feeling good. So today I wanted to talk to you about how easy it all is, because everything is always working out for you. Source adores you and you are source. That's how easy it is, because if you're source, you're the source of everything. That means, and there's nothing in this life that you cannot be or do or have. So you came as an amazing creative being, and you cannot turn that off. You're always creating. Every day you are a master at creating. You are born a master at creating. Even as a baby, you created through your vibration. You picked up thoughts, you picked up vibration, because you are a master of energy. You can mold energy into everything that we see in this life. Everything has been manifested through our source energy. You are a perfect being because you are non-physical and physical. You have manifested yourself from your non-physical energy. And that's how worthy you are. That's how amazing you are. You're literally here from heaven. And you can have heaven in this life now by tuning yourself to the frequency of who you really are. And it's already so simple, because you already do this naturally. You wake up naturally, you wake up in the vortex. Naturally, you are on the high flying disc when you first wake up. It takes 2 seconds for law of attraction to kick in and give you your active vibrations, your active thoughts. Vibrations, that's just energy. Your overall energy. What you think, what you feel, those are all part of your energy. And you came with an amazing guidance system. The guidance system. I'm obsessed with the guidance system because it lets you know in this now, how are you focusing? It's like your built-in GPS, and it's always active, and it lets you know in this now you're getting hotter or you're getting colder towards what you want, towards your inner being. You are non-physical energy. The bigger part of you is non-physical energy. And you are this beautiful being on the planet. Source adores you. Your inner being adores you. You have infinite intelligence focused with you in this now. Your loved ones that have passed away, they are focused with you in this now. They want to play with you. They want to create with you. They want to assist you. And all you have to do is tune into your vortex. So tune to the high frequency. And how do you do this? So I told you before, you naturally are high frequency being. Then you start to think thoughts that are not true. Bogus thoughts, bogus beliefs that tell you you're limited, you can't have this, you don't have time, you don't have money, you don't have resources, you don't have ideas, you're not smart, you're not beautiful enough, you're not good enough yet. And those always feel bad. Why do they feel bad in your body? Because they are not true. Your inner being is not thinking those thoughts in this now. So all your desires have been created for you by you, by yourself as your inner being. So every time you live something you don't want, in that second, you shoot a rocket of desire. You know what you don't want, which puts in your vortex what you do want. Your inner being becomes what you do want. If someone is rude to you, you want people to be nicer to you, or you want to be nice to people. And all that is expansion. Beautiful, gorgeous, amazing expansion that feels like bliss, and your inner being becomes it right away. Source holds that energy for you. And when we pass away, when we transition, we go into that vortex. All your desires already belong to you. You will connect to all your desires. So why not begin to let some of those desires in now? And you already do. You let a lot of good things in now. You have a beautiful, gorgeous life already. But if you're not letting what you're expanding to become more into your life, you feel uncomfortable. You feel negative emotion. That's why, because over here you have expanded, and in your physical body you're saying, I don't have it. I don't have it, but your inner being is saying, I have it. I don't have it. I have it. I don't have it. I have it. There's a tug of war going on within you as a source and you as a physical being source. Now, to let all this unfold easily for you, for things to fall into your lap, you can raise your frequency, and this happens naturally. When you go to sleep, you can think happy feeling thoughts. And then when you wake up, you just think about things that you love already. I love my bed. I love my pillow. I love the trees. I love the nature. I love the sun. I love my partner. I love my kids. I love my pet. I love my pets. I love my cat, my dog, my horse, whatever you love in your life. And that immediately puts you on the high flying disc as soon as you wake up. And you begin to feel like a blessed being, because you already are a blessed being. All of Source, all of the universe is working for you. It wants you to have what you already have put in your vortex. That's how blessed you are. But you're over here waking up and thinking about problems, because we have been taught that if I think about the problems, then I can solve them, and then my life will be good, and then I will feel good, I will live happy, everybody will be happy. But that's wrong, because you have never ever solved any problem. What you have done is you have identified a problem, and then you looked at the solution. So there's never really a need to dwell in the problems, because whenever you're focusing on the problem, you make it more. That's the way this universe works. Whatever we focus on grows. So we want to focus. We want to be meticulous about where we focus our mind. And that's why I love to think of our thoughts as short little thoughts, where we just think that thought. We want to train our focus. We want to train our focus into abundance. Abundance feels like ease. It feels like flow. Abundance feels like fun and never ending. It feels like choices. It feels like making lots of choices. It feels like making beautiful decisions. It feels like being your beautiful self. It feels like self-love. It feels like loving. It feels like being loved. It feels like adoring. It feels like exciting because there's something new unfolding. We're happy with where you are, and then you're looking forward to where you want to go. You're molding the energy, because remember, you are a perfect energy creator, a perfect energy molder. You are a master at handling energy. Once you become aware of how you feel, that tells you what kind of energy you are operating from. You want to train. You train your mind to focus on what you want. You train your feelings to feel like ease and abundance and freedom and empowerment. So easy. It's easy to tune your emotions. And once think of your emotions like discs. Once you're in the high-flying disc, you receive genius ideas. You receive perfect, inspired actions. That's why I always teach my clients and the people in my life. Meditate for 15 minutes to clear your mind. Nothing more important than this. If you want to make feeling good your priority, which in return gets you everything that you want. So the price to pay is 15 minutes of clearing your mind, listening. I listen to air conditioner sound on YouTube. That's just what's easy for me. And that to me feels like gorgeous abundance. Feels like gorgeous empowerment. Feels like prosperity. And I check that box for myself as I'm stepping into who I am. I'm connecting with the nectar of my inner being. I'm becoming one with the mind of my inner being. And there's nothing more important in this life that you connect with your inner being, because that's who you are. That's your source self. That's your higher self. That's your God self, your soul. So don't you want to know how to connect with your soul, what to do, how to listen, and get all this information from your inner being? You no longer are looking for answers outside of you. You don't care what others are thinking or saying. It's between you and your inner being. And that's what I teach on my manifesting room. That is all about manifesting, living in the reality that you want to live, ignoring what you don't want, connecting with your inner being, living in bliss, living happily ever now. Things magnetizing around you naturally, because you're on the high flying disc. There's only one issue with this type of high frequency living. Not a lot of people are willing to calibrate to source at that level. But you are ready, so you should join me in the manifestation room. We have a group and we connect all the dots. We play games and we practice the realities that we want to live. It's like a virtual reality where you tell the stories that you want to live. And I assist you in creating those gorgeous, amazing stories of your life, because your stories are what you're living. So you want to live the drab news, bad news, things are going wrong stories, or you want to allow the river of life to flow freely through you. And nothing compares to that. Millions don't compare to that. Manifestations are puny compared to that energy. Living in that energy. But the side effect of living in that energy in alignment with who you are is that things just naturally flock to you, because you are the energy that creates worlds. And we want to create the world that you want to live in. And each of us, we're selfish in our nature. We want to live in our own world. That's why our guidance system tells us, no, I don't like this. I don't prefer this. I don't like this. I don't like that. It's because we have an unconditional, selfish nature. And that's what I teach. I teach you how to unconditionally live your desires, how to unconditionally live in bliss, not just sometimes, but all day, every day, and how to enjoy contrast, how to enjoy shooting rockets of desire, not to be the victim of contrast, because contrast is there for you. You came for contrast. So imagine you came for contrast and now you're saying, blah, these stories, I don't want, this sucks, that sucks. Well, that's not how you intended to live with contrast. You intended to live with contrast like Source. And I teach how does the mind of Source work? How does the mind of Source think? Well, how does your inner being feel about each subject? How to practice the new money story, how to spend vibrational money, how to repeat new thoughts so they manifest. If you're willing to play with me in the vortex, then join. I will link the special link down below. I'm looking forward to play with you all because, as you know, it's lonely at the leading edge. Doesn't have to be, but not everybody is willing to live in the what they call delusional space. But the delusion really is the problem world. That is not real. That is false. The real truth is your vortex. The real truth is you with your desires. How to live in harmony with birthing a new desire through contrast and then letting it in, calibrating to your desire. It's born and you calibrate to it. You no longer have to live a long time waiting and struggling and finding answers. No, you step into your gorgeous truth with your inner being and you receive tapered guidance from your inner being that is only for you and it only matters to you. So that way you live in empowerment and you live in joy all day, every day. That's it. I love you. Be magnificent. Love yourself all day, every day. Don't matter what anybody else says, you have to give love to you. You give love to you inside of you. I love you. See you next time.